So let me say something that might sound backwards. Everything that has given me real freedom in real estate started really boring.
And literally everything that was exciting early on eventually came with chaos, stress, and burnout. Today, we're going to be talking about the boring work that most real estate agents avoid and why it's exactly the thing that you need to create the freedom that you're looking for.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro here with Thrive Alliance. I have my brother Rick here, and we're excited to talk about this topic here because we really think it's going to serve you, is going to guide you in a real way, and most importantly, please understand that all of the advice and all the videos that we do with our content, it always comes from a place of faith, purpose, aligned with yourself, with your goal, your family, the things you want to do that matter to you, and most importantly, keeping God at the front of it.
Thrive Alliance is two completely separate perspectives. My brother Pedro, myself, or Graham, coming together, adding value. Let's talk about it.
My brother Rick, I'm excited for another one, bro.
Hell yeah, let's do this, man. Before we start though, I want to say this. I'm so appreciative of the opportunity to share and be of service.
100%. And don't you find it so beautiful and such a blessing that we're doing this series all about systems, all about discipline, all about identity in the month of January. By the grace of God, isn't this the best timing possible for anyone out there in real estate looking to elevate their business, but also their identity?
Yeah, this series for the month of January is to lay a foundation for people. If you listen to all four of these videos with an open heart and open mind, with a willingness to grow, a growth mindset, this is an opportunity for you to literally leap years ahead of where we started. Speaking just for myself, all the mistakes I made in year 1, in year 2, and year 3, you can leap ahead so far by simply implementing 50% of the things that we're talking about. So let's jump into it. Let's
do it. I want to talk about first why agents chase excitement.
Okay, my answer to this, quick, and I don't mean to be funny about it, but it's the shiny object syndrome. Everybody wants the newest, most latest, most talked about, most whatever, and they're using that as a justification for their business.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I also think that new strategies are exciting, dude. Like, you think of anything new car, new house. I'm excited. Strategies also feel the same way, right? It's like motivation. It's exciting. And a lot of people chase that. But and I also think that it's also because people, when they're busy, they feel productive.
Fair.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're being productive, but you feel that you are when you're busy. So you're excited. When I have 20 people calling me, or I used to think at the beginning of my career in real estate, that if I had every single day of my career, of my week, fully stacked out to the top, and I would get home at 8 p.m., yay, I am very productive. But I really didn't do much. I probably did 2-3 things that were actually impacting of my future.
So I love that you mentioned that, because what comes to mind for me, and which is true for myself, it's just true for very, very many of the agents that I've worked with, is that we confuse motion with progress. Bro, I'm running 1,000 miles an hour. I'm giving you everything I got. I'm knocking down 10, 15, 20 tasks in a day. I made 20, 40 phone calls today. But where's the progress? Right, to your point, man, like, we're doing a lot of things. We're doing a lot of activities. But what's the ROI on those activities?
Right. And a lot of times, Rick, I think it's almost like it's exciting, but you also somewhat mark the territory in the division between, if I'm doing a lot, then I'm being productive. And if I'm bored, then I'm not doing enough. And not realizing that a lot of times slowing down to speed up is the actual game. But you're also, a lot of times, you get caught up in that chasing dopamine of feeling excited.
Dude, I
like a little rat, just chasing it. I want more of it. Feels great. I want it. But then when you don't have it, you no longer feel that, right? Anymore.
Dude, you're teeing it up for me, man. I'm telling you, dude. So I think a lot of times Excitement creates the short-term feeling of energy,
Yes.
aka motivation, aka early success, aka I put under contract 3-4 deals in my first month of real estate. Sound familiar, Pedro? Right?
Yep.
And because we experience that early success, because we have that excitement, which creates that short-term energy, we mistake that for progress. We mistake that for maturity in our business. We mistake that for being business owners versus operators, right? And I think that leads to a lot of the issues that we're going to be talking about today.
You know, one thing that, as I read scripture daily, you know that. One of the things that that stood out to me in the Bible is listen more than you speak. You know, be quick to listen, slower to speak. And as you're so busy and you continually chase that busyness, you don't have time to be quiet and reflect on the things that you need to work on,
100%.
remove, improve, or edit. And that is a big problem.
But we're going to address it. Let's talk about it, man. Job versus business mindset. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I think job versus business mindset, that is so deep. Because a lot of us get into real estate because we like the fact that we're going to be contractors, independent contractors. But the question is, do we operate as such?
Do we?
Or do we treat it as a job?
That's what we're talking about.
That is the difference. You say you want this.
Right.
You say you want to be self-employed. You say you want to be the boss of your own business. But when you do get there, do you actually do the activities of a business owner?
You know,
Or do you do the activities of a job? Because a lot of people are good at jobs because someone can tell you what you need to do.
Right.
Rick, do this, and then your job is over for today. But what if no one is there to tell you that? Can you rely on yourself, your habits, and your systems in order for you to show up every day and be a business owner and not a job?
And then the sad fact of it, in my experience, is that most real estate agents are never going to cross that line intentionally. They're never going to cross the line between this is a job and I am a business entity. I'm a business owner with intention. They're literally just drifting across the activities that they do on a day-to-day basis. They're just going with the flow of it. They're stumbling across it without conscious intent and a plan and the system and the processes that are going to be duplicatable that you can use to scale. Do you want to work 45, 55, 65, 75 hours a week for the rest of your life?
Absolutely not.
Or are you more inclined to invest 60 hours, 70 hours, 80 hours in the first 2 to 3 months of your business and then be able to scale that back because we have the systems and processes in place with intention?
That's a sacrifice for the
Long
life
term.
you want.
Longevity, right? We've been talking about, in this series, we've been talking about longevity. We've been talking about being a professional. We've been talking about being a business owner. Come on, man.
You know what the biggest irony of, quote unquote, I'm a realtor and I'm a business owner, is the fact that you say you want to own a business for freedom, but then what happens when you are now a contractor, but then you always feel like you're on call?
Because freedom requires
that a
structure
business
first.
owner?
No, because freedom requires structure first. Your structure is your systems. Your structure is your processes.
Have you ever heard anybody say, man, I got into real estate because I thought it was going to be easy and I was going to work less, but I worked 3 times more?
Come on, man. I think
I've heard it. I've heard it 1,000. I know you have.
Edit.
I've heard it so many times, dude.
Yeah.
Insane. But I will tell you this, you get here so that you can enjoy more time. Buy back your time. So what sacrifice are you willing to make at the beginning so that you could actually do that and not be enslaved and feel like you're always on call? That is not a life you want, man.
So a lot of times our businesses, our real estate careers, the intent is to be able to run them without the supervision, right? But a lot of times we find ourselves supervising every single aspect of our business. Every step, every function, every activity, we're supervising, we're hovering over it, right? And you kind of mentioned there's a trade-off between time and money. Well, a job is I'm going to give up time to make a hourly wage, right? The idea should be, the overarching idea in real estate should be that I'm recapturing, repurchasing my time because my processes and systems are making me money.
Yeah, I love it. I just want to end this segment so we can move on to the next, but I want to give a quick little something to think about and ponder on. You said in the previous video, you said that professionals act differently. They focus. They do more than the average one. Therefore, they deserve to be on a pedestal. But also, you talked about Kobe as an example.
Yeah.
Imagine if Kobe had to worry about his diet needs, his driving needs, his health needs, his everything else. Would he be able to be Kobe fully at the level? Probably not.
Right.
He has systems.
Yes.
He has a lot of money, so he has people, but people are the systems that allow him to. Someone else's responsibility is to make sure that he's nourished. Someone else's responsibility is to make sure that he's driven from one place to another, that he goes from one place, not his. His job is to show up when it matters, when it's time to play ball.
Yes.
Do you show up when it's time to play ball, or do you want to control from everything? Driving, food. He couldn't be Kobe if he did all those things. His job is one thing, one focus, and gives it all.
That, dude. I would, before we step into the next segment of this, I want to challenge everybody, myself included. I want to challenge you. Define what that one thing is that's your job. Define it definitively. Define it. And then create systems that allow you to just focus on that thing or that two things or that three things, whatever those things are for you. And if you can do that, well, shit, man, you're years ahead of where I was.
Right, 100%. 100%. So, Rick, at the beginning of the video, I started the video talking about that the most rewarding times in real estate came from activities that started boring, or at least I felt that they were boring.
Right.
And this segment talks about that because we're going to touch on the things that people find boring, but they really, if you apply them consistently, they will change your business.
100%.
At a different level. And the first thing that I can think of is the weekly planning and review. We talked about inventory.
Dude, I love that, man. I love it.
And not just personal, not just in the business, total. Business, personal, life. What are the things that matter to you? And did you do inventory on every single category of them? And when we talk about real estate, did you do inventory of your week, of your day? Daily, do inventory. If it's 3 questions and you only work with 2-3 clients, ask yourself those 3 questions that let you know if you showed up and if you did what you needed to do today to be happy with what you did. But most importantly, did these 3 activities align with the habits that are required to have in order for you to be the person you are trying to become? Absolutely. So do that inventory. Second one for me, and the most difficult for most agents, consistent follow-up.
Man, you're talking my language right now.
Did you do your follow-up? And remember what I said. We talked about earlier, systems. Maybe you have 1 or 2 clients and you're doing it manually. That's fine. But what if you have more? Right. And it's not about, did you wake up today and you felt motivated to text everybody, but then tomorrow you didn't? No, did you build a system today that would allow you to follow up with everyone consistently? And then number 3, are you cleaning? Are you maintaining your CRM? One thing is to have a CRM and have people there. But what benefit does it do to you if all those people there are not potential people that are going to buy, sell? They're not even interested. They don't even respond. And a lot of times it's probably because of you. You never engage. You never. Then all of a sudden you show up, hey, do you want to work with me? No, we don't know who you are. Right? So clean up your CRM consistently. It makes all these things I talked about, they sound boring. But if you do all 3, you will be the top producer you say you want to be. And if you don't do this 3 things, you will not be. And you will continue to keep finding videos and comparing yourself to other people. And then maybe next year you'll give it another chance if you rely on motivation. But what do you think about this?
You know, you made a lot of good points, and I'm going to try to surmise some of them for you because I think there's some overlap, and that's a good thing because it means that we're on the same track. We're aligned with our vision. one of the first things you talked about was time. And for me, that's time blocking, right? Being intentional about the time and how we use that time and where we show up in that time, right? And right behind that would be tracking your business. How do you know that you have progression, not just motion, right? We talked about motion versus progression. Those are two completely different things. So the only way that you know that you have progression is if you're tracking your business. Inventory. Track your business, right? And one of the things I would add to the conversation in regards to this is that we haven't touched on yet is creating healthy boundaries in your professional life so that you can safeguard, secure, and provide for your personal, your spiritual, and your family, right? So I think a lot of times, and I just want to spend a little bit of time on boundaries, is it's not just, hey, my office hours is 8 o'clock at night and don't call me, don't text me after that. It's, did you eat today? Did you block out time to eat today? How many real estate agents have gone a full 24 hours and had a cup of coffee, some water, and was writing contracts, showing homes, having conversations, answering phone calls, sending out text messages, responding to emails, going to training, showing up at the next appointment, and they weren't taking care of themselves. Healthy boundaries isn't just my office hours is from A to B. Healthy boundary is I make time to eat today so that my energy level, my health is strong so I can show up strong for the people that matter.
I mean, it goes to the purpose. You are included in the purpose, not just the business.
But people forget that.
I mean, but you should not, because that's when you get to a point where you feel you're crashing on one end. Or maybe, Rick, you feel like I have in the past, that you succeeded at a high level in one of those, but the other ones you failed miserably. And then you cannot celebrate yourself for the one you succeeded on because you're kind of upset and sad and disappointed that you let the other ones get so low. Right? And that is the same thing. All that stuff you talked about, working 12, 15 hours and eat. I used to do that.
Yeah.
Work 17 hours and then at the end, guess what I would do? Have 5,000 calorie burger at the night. Yay. What a healthy life I'm living. Hopefully I can bear fruit with this type of life I'm living.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Healthy boundaries.
So I love that you touched on that, on healthy boundaries. And I'll leave the segment with this. If you truly care about something, wouldn't you make time for it and protect it with a passion?
You should.
Business, personal, family, faith.
Facts.
Every single one of those deserves his own time.
I know from personal experience that there's freedom on the other side of the boring work. There's success on the other side of the boring work, quote unquote, boring work. There's growth and scalability on the other side of this. So when we're talking about the freedom on the other side of the boring work, what does that mean to you? Like what are we aspiring to if we do the things that we're committed to doing every day?
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, it goes to the ultimate goal. And when I say goal, I'm not talking about metric. I'm talking about the identity of who I want to be. And I realize that, it's easy to just focus on the highlight reels of the good moments. And skip everything that went behind in order to get there. And, I just immediately, my first thought is an Olympic medalist, right? This person that trained for 4 years nonstop that no one ever knew, no one ever saw. And then this person killed it at the Olympics, got gold multiple times, and now everyone knows him. To people, when it happens like that, and you trust the process, people look at it as an overnight success. But they skip the whole part. They don't see that this person has been waking up every day and doing everything they need to do, right? And maybe the focus wasn't even to win gold, was simply to become the person that believes they can win the gold medal.
That's amazing. The goal wasn't to win gold. The goal was to be able to become the person that was capable of winning it.
Position yourself in a way that maybe you can be undeniable. Give yourself the best odds you can to win in every way.
I will tell you that on the other side of the boring work, there comes a quiet confidence without the hype because you've done the work. you know you've mastered your skills, you've mastered your craft. You know that you're in tune and in line with your spirit and your faith, and you're moving in such a way that it's reflected in everything that you do and all the relationships that you build. I absolutely believe on the other side of that born work is the ability of scalability without collapse.
Yeah.
So when you're sick, when the flu happens, when your daughter's having an event, when my son is testing for his belt, when my son hurt his knee at school, and I had to show up at 1 in the afternoon on a Tuesday in the middle of the work week, I was able to do that. And I spent the entire day with him, not on the phone, not chauffeuring him around in the backseat while he was crying, but we were home in this place of comfort. Loved. Scalability without the collapse, right? And I think that that's hand in hand with the longevity of it, right?
Yeah. I think you said you start to believe. You know how beautiful it is to build habits that allow you to build enough evidence through your actions that confirm consistently that you are on the right track to becoming who you want to be. Like to look in the mirror and say, hey,
Gains are happening.
Whether it's with the business, personally, mentally, faith, to start to trust yourself again. You know how beautiful that is?
Yes.
And the peace of mind you have that when you show up for something, you can trust yourself that you put in the work to show up and destroy. Not to show up and say, hopefully today I have good. No. I've been training for this. I've been doing the work every day.
Put me in,
I've
coach.
been messaging every day. I've been calling every day. I am going to get this listing. I am going to show up. I don't play. I'm ready. Professionals are just waiting for the time to get on the court. The ones that are not prepared, they're nervous on the bench like this. I hope I don't get picked. I hope I don't get picked.
I want to play, but I'm not sure. I don't know where I got this from, but somebody told me this, and I want to share it with everybody. I want to share it with you, Pedro. There's no such thing as luck. If you're nervous, if you're unsure, if you're worried, it's because you didn't do the work before the moment matters. If you're nervous, if you're unsure, if you're worried, it's because you did not do the work before the moment matters.
Yeah.
You know how you can get up in front of a room full of people and share a passion and share a message? Whatever that message is. And you walk off stage and you're proud of the moment that you just had. You're proud of the sharing that just happened, the service that you just provided. It's because you did the work when no one was looking, consistently over time, so that when God gave you this opportunity, this blessing, this chance to change your circumstances, it's put me in, coach. It's not. And that's all I want for people.
To end this little segment, I want to leave you with something that just really rocks me. And it has to do with faith, because it is the most important thing in my life. When we pray for things that we want, but we don't make good use of what's already been given to us, you know what God says? How could I give you more if I can't trust that you're going to do what you need to do?
Or what you already have.
Because your actions and the evidence you've shown me do not add up to what you're asking for. You say you want more, but you can't handle what I've already given you. What you want from me? Be careful what you ask for, because when you do get it, you got to step up to the plate and do what's right and steward what God gave you.